Hello, Cynthia Ganga, soprano. Cynthia sings classical. I am here. It is 6:30 in the morning. I haven't slept, just because I'm mad. And what am I mad at? I miss my son. I super miss my son. And I'm mad at rape culture. And generally, I'm in a bad mood. So I didn't sleep. But I only have 3 weeks until I go back to lessons with my piano professor, and I have to have my technicals all memorized. So even if I'm in a terrible mood, and this is looking really grainy, I'm not sure why this is looking so grainy, but we need to get my singing in order, and we need to get my piano playing in order so that I can continue on with doing my RCM Grade 8. So RCM is the Royal Conservatory of Music. I'm doing technical requirements for piano level 8 in April of 2023. I was planning on going back to Edmonton for after I finish school in August, but that is not happening because school is very hard to get clients in and do my hours for acupuncture clients. So I'm extending my trip until December 30th. So I'm going to be in Halifax until December 30th, and I'm going to have to do my classes online with my piano professor. And so it means that I have to work a lot harder because online is much harder because it just doesn't record well, and I have this, which is it's a weighted key, but it's still not having my piano because I'm hoping to get a piano when I get back home. So we have scales. We have 4 octave scales: C major, C harmonic minor, C melodic minor, D major. So let's do that page all by memory. Memory is really hard for me. I had a brain injury in 2004. It took me 8 years to learn how to talk, walk, read, and write again, to cook for myself again, to do math again. I had been in a Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting in 2003, and then 2004 the accidents happened, and I could barely do addition. 1 plus 1 was 11 for a very long time. So my memory skills are not where they used to be. You could give me a piece when I was a kid because I started piano when I was like 4, 5 maybe with Yamaha piano in Edmonton at like the Yamaha groups, like the group classes. And you could give me a piece and I would have it memorized within 2 weeks. And now it takes months and months and months and months to memorize. So I have to practice my memorization skills. So C major. C minor harmonic. C minor and D major. Let's do them out of order. Flux. C minor C major. That was pretty good for 7 minutes. Let's see if I can memorize it by this afternoon. So I'm pushing on my glasses because it is so damp. It's very moist, aka the Prime Minister. It feels terrible. It's probably like plus 25 already. It's 6:30 in the morning, and it's like cloyingly damp. It's okay. Next page. D harmonic minor. That sounds not good. Let's do that again. D minor. D harmonic minor, D melodic minor. So D major. So I just slowed down there because it's actually much more effective to be slow when you're practicing. I used to practice like a speed demon because my mother is very bossy, and she'd be like, "You have to practice," and she's never very naggy. And I'd be like, "I don't want to practice," and then she'd make me do 30 minutes. So if I could get through my pieces faster than 30 minutes when I was a kid, then I wouldn't have to practice anymore. So I learned to be a speed demon. So now I'm learning to be a slow person to be able to memorize faster. It's actually faster in your body when you encompass something in your body and integrate it. It's much easier to do slowly. D melodic minor. D major. E major. Has four sharps. They are C, D, and C, D, F, and G. E harmonic minor. E major. E harmonic minor. D harmonic minor. Well, the thing is that I did those backwards, and I'm looking at them right now, and my ears are really itchy because when I don't sleep, then I get itchy ears, a bad tummy, and I sneeze all the time. There's lots of rising pulse in the Chinese medicine system. So, one of the things that I am learning is that it's not necessarily 10 hours of practice, it's 10 hours of 10,000 hours towards proficiency, the hashtag. It's not 10,000 hours of practice, it's 10,000 hours of purposeful practice. So, with my professor of piano, she's like, if you don't have time to practice because you are also a massage therapist and you're also an acupuncturist and you're also in finance, and I've been an investor for like how many 23 years now, that I don't have the time to practice 6 hours a day. I just don't. I won't ever. But that doesn't mean that I can't be proficient if I'm using my time well and being really effective in what I'm doing. So when I see something and then I don't do it right and it's right in front of me, that's like a calm down, sit back, breathe so that I am no longer in a, I have to do something, I have to be heightened. Um, and look more carefully. She's often, she often laughs at me. She's like, Cynthia, do you see the notes? It's like I do see the notes. I just don't necessarily see the notes being as important as what my body wants to play automatically. So I often make my own music, especially when I'm singing. I will make excuse me. I worked with Alexia Bulgarian. I think that's how you say it. She is a world-class international soprano. I worked with her from through the Atelier something, Atelier d'Excellence, and it was 2 or 3 days after Connor had passed away, but I couldn't cancel the master class. I just didn't think that I needed to cancel the master class. Um, and I could barely sing. I could barely concentrate on getting my paperwork open and getting my score into where it needed to be and all of that kind of stuff. Um, the point of that being is that, yeah, I don't remember where the story was going with that. Harmonic, melodic, D major. Let's do D major, then I'll come back to the Connor story. D harmonic minor. D melodic minor. Are you doing that again? No, I'm fine. D major. D harmonic minor. D melodic minor. E major. Let's try the other page if I can do it from memory. C major. C melodic minor. C harmonic minor. Nope. No, I do not have it memorized. Harmonic. I still don't remember why I was talking about Connor, but it's always in my head. Very much. He was my son. Um, so I was just talking to Julia Radosk. I don't know how to say it. It's Slovakian, I believe. And she is getting married in Edmonton. So she was asking for referrals of singers in Edmonton. And the thing about Edmonton is that it's really remote. So while I have So while there are quite a few people that call themselves opera singers in Edmonton, they're not really very good. Um, and generally, the U of A, University of Alberta, is terrible for funding arts programs. They cut funding all the time because why need art when you have oil? You don't. You just need oil. You just need to be an orc. But Julia is getting married there. And so I recommended Catherine Daniel, who is from there. She doesn't live there anymore. She lives in Edmonton. But she also went to school in Winterpeg with Tracy Dahl. And she was, I wouldn't call her a friend. I don't make friends very easily, but she was a person that I used to do choir with the Caribbean choir called Caracan Youth Choir. Because I'm Caribbean and her mom's Caribbean. My dad's Caribbean, her mom's Caribbean. So we did black gospel music and we did like historical Negro spirituals, and we sang lots when we were maybe like 20, 25. And then I met up with her again when we were training with Heather Meyers, and she's crazy. Not Catherine. Catherine's fine. Heather's crazy. Um, but it was really cool because uh, when Julia heard her, she was like, "Yeah, no, that's fantastic." And I was like, "That's awesome," because Edmonton has a notorious habit of liking really light choir voices instead of passionate opera voices. And so people will try to make me sing as if I'm 15 years old, and I'm not. I'm 41 years old, and I'm a grown woman with children and a sex life. And well, I don't have a sex life, but like I did once upon a time before I turned 40. Um, and I think that that's just really cool because uh, Catherine and I had a bit of a fight because I said that the Black Gospel Choir, the Black churches in Edmonton really made me laugh because people would go there in all their get up and their hats and stuff and like roll on the floor and like hallelujah Jesus. So my family, a preface to this, because she thought that I was being racist, and I wasn't necessarily being racist. I was just laughing at my own family. So my family in Trinidad is notorious for saying that they can speak in tongues, and they're like, "No, I speak in tongues," and then they roll around on the ground and like, "Hallelujah, Jesus!" And Jesus takes like 6 hours out of your Sunday. I was like, I can't stand that. No, if you do a sermon for more than 20 minutes, I'm on my phone because this is boring. I don't need that much Jesus. I just need like 20 minutes of Jesus. I don't listen to it anyway, but I do like the music in the church, and I really do like the rhythm in the black church and the music being more inviting and more fun, and clapping on the two and the four instead of the one and the three or the one and the random, like it is in white church. So I go to United Church of Canada, super notorious for residential schools, and I apologize for that because that is my heritage. And both of them are my heritage. I'm partly native through a cousin, through my cousins, and through relationships that I've had. I have raised a Métis daughter, a stepdaughter, and so yeah. The point being is that it was really cool to recommend someone who kind of got really mad at me because I was being facetious. I wasn't trying to be racist, but she took it as racist. And so it was racist because it's how someone perceives you, not necessarily what your intention is. Because if you're saying stupid shit and then they think that it's racist, then it is racist. So I needed to correct myself. But Julia thought that she was really awesome. So that was pretty cool. And I could recommend two people there, maybe three. Anthony from Calgary, who was a Heldon tenor that him and I and Heather trained in 2006 to 2010. He had trained a long time ago. Like, he's a little bit older than me. I think he's maybe 45 now. Um, and I'm not sure if he's in Canada or if he's in Germany, but he was a phenomenal Heldon tenor. Uh, yeah, so that is really cool because I'm starting to be able to talk to people on the opera land. I call it opera land. I get mad at it sometimes because it's so opera land is so conservative, And I am not so conservative. And I actually like singing things like Mozart. I like singing things that are older, not so much like newer Italian stuff, but like not contemporary Italian, but uh, Puccini, Verdi. Like I like the older Mozart, and I like Mr. Handel, and I like some of that stuff. Um, and there's a lot of discussion right now in New Operaland about how gendered and how patriarchal those operas are, and they are, but they're also of the times. So if we don't do opera of the times and we change it and we bastardize it to the Barbara of Vegreville, like the Edmonton Opera did, or just change the entire libretto because you're smarter than De Ponte. Of course you are, Edmonton. Um, and then you bastardize Mozart, and then you just make up your own Mozart. Well, don't call it Mozart. Make it your own opera. It's not Mozart. Um, yeah, it's not a rant at all. It's just I was really thankful that I got to train with someone who's doing really well now. Living in Toronto and working at opera houses around the world. I'm not there yet. Um, I don't practice a lot, as you can tell, because in the past 3 years, I think that I've done 45 hours in total on the piano recorded because I hate being recorded. Um, and I am not doing very well at this whole 10,000 hours towards proficiency thing. But Joanna, that comes back to Joanna, my professor in piano. She says that I need to make sure that I'm using my time really efficiently. I think, and my best friend does not think, that it's important for me to talk into the camera, but it's sort of like monitoring how I'm changing and monitoring what I'm feeling and thinking, and how I'm treating myself during this process of learning music is how the music will be integrated into me. So if I'm pushing and I'm driving and I'm striving and I'm doing this whole hustle thing about music, it just doesn't seem authentic because you're always pushing to the new best thing. And that's not really what classical music is. For me, it's about integrating it into my body in a slow, deliberate manner so that I can sing beautifully. Today, I'll post the 6 things that I try to do when I sing. I think there's 8 on that graphic. Maybe there's 6, maybe there's 8. I don't know. We'll see what I made. I made them a few days ago. My assistants for the company is my nibbling, and they are super fantastic in marketing. And they are off for holidays right now because they are going to school in a new city, so they are moving. And they will still work for me for the next few years. I'm helping them with tuition so that they can help me with marketing. And so I'm actually learning how to use Canva really effectively, and I'm learning how to post daily, and I'm learning how to be my snarky self in a toned down way because when I feel too snarky, I talk about rape culture. I talk about my work as an independent victims advocate. I talk about my work as a person that used to yell a lot at the police, the RCMP, and people in Indian country who didn't take sexual assault seriously, or murder, or kidnapping, or manslaughter, or whatever. I've been doing that since I was 20, so 21 years. Um, I just think that all of that is really important. And sometimes Operaland says that I shouldn't be talking about what I actually do. I should just make it about music and be more like Nicole. And I couldn't stand being like Nicole because she wobbles and she's a terrible human. And so I want to be as authentic and as compassionate as I can be to both myself and to the process of learning music that I'm actually enjoying it. Because there's no point in going through something that you're struggling through. Um, let's see if after all this talking, I can remember how to play the scales up to E harmonic minor. major. C harmonic minor. Harmonic minor. Major. E melodic. That's harmonic. Let's see. Ah, I almost did it. Come on. Oh, it is harmonic. That seems really good. Well, most of this has been talking, and I think that that's okay. Even though my best friend thinks it's silly that I shouldn't talk as much. I should practice more. Um, I did pretty well on that memorization. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to upload the post to Instagram of the 8 or 6 things that I try to do when I sing. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to practice more technicals. I don't have to work today, which is the first time in a year that I haven't worked on the weekends, or maybe like the second or third time on the weekends that I haven't worked because my boss at Ben's decided to be an ass and treat the manager terribly and steal money from her and be a manipulative douchebag. And so then I had to quit, and then I had to get a new job at my second job, like extend the shifts at my other job. And then it's been a very complicated past 2 weeks, especially during COVID when there's not a lot of people that can afford to get massage and acupuncture. This is Cynthia Sings Classical, Cynthia Ganga Soprano, talking about all the things because I am really hesitant to talk about how I'm actually feeling during this process of just living and still thinking that opera has to be sacred and we can only talk about the things on stage and be famous and do maxim spreads like the did in 2010, 12-ish. And that's garbage because that is not going to sell. You can find that easily on. I'm not going to start on OnlyFans, but um, sorry, in my head. So there's an older lady on TikTok, and she had herself in like old pajamas, like a pajama, like just a pajama dress kind of thing, and she was sitting there with her legs wide open, and she had fans like blowing wind up her dress. It wasn't exposing anything, but she was like, "This is my only fans," and I was like, "That's actually really cute and really funny," because I am learning to not be biased about sex workers, and I am learning to not be biased about the perception of people, how the patriarchy perceives my femininity as being sellable in their patriarchal capitalist world. Um, and it was super, super funny. I don't know if I can find the TikTok, but if I can find the TikTok, I will put it under under the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching Cynthia Sings Classical, Cynthia Gangas Soprano. This has been a whole half an hour, mostly of talking. We're going to count it. Okay, have a good day.